doing all kinds of things that no other Browns quarterback has been able to fool their team into doing for quite some time. But, hey, man, he's a genius, bro. He's apparently one of the best bad quarterbacks in the history of the NFL. And I get a little bent out of shape about that because I don't think Brian Hoyer's a finished product. I don't think he's perfect. I don't think his accuracy is the best. I think it was better earlier in the season. I've talked about that yesterday or the other day. There's things that he can improve. Tons of it. Every season, people do it all the time. He's far from a finished product, but he is also, I'll say it again, the best quarterback the Cleveland Browns have had since they came back. Period. I don't care if you want to name me one-season wonders like Derek Anderson all you want. Derek Anderson couldn't hit the broadside of a barn if he tried either. He could just throw the ball really far, and he had a couple of actual talented players that went and got the ball for him. I'm not saying, again, that everything that the Browns are doing is because of Brian Hoyer, but you ain't telling me that it's all in spite of him either, because they haven't been able to spite any other quarterbacks for the last 15 years, but somehow they're in spite of Brian Hoyer winning now. The same people that'll tell you that, Jeff, will tell you that the Browns hacked up the whole draft, and they hacked up free agency, and they've got a roster with no talent. So somehow he's not only winning these games, but he's doing it with a roster of no talent because they mismanaged the draft. They didn't get any wide receivers. They don't have an offensive line, and yet somehow this terrible, buster, bum quarterback is winning these games with a team that has no talent. It's the first time in NFL history I've ever seen this happen.
Well, if this is failure, I'll take this kind of failure any day of the week. Like
damn right, baby.
I'd rather have the best bad quarterback than the worst good quarterback, or what you were just saying before. The important thing for a quarterback to be is a leader of men, and that's what actually helped Hoyer. You know, he threw that last interception, and he was down in the dumps on the sidelines, and, you know, he obviously made a believer out of his teammates because Joe Thomas came and picked him up and said, hang in there, we're going to come back, and we're going to come down, we're going to win this game, and that's exactly what happened. So
you know why I'm fired up?
It doesn't matter how ugly it is as long as it works, and again, I'll take this kind of failure any day.
Do you know why I'm fired up? You know what? I wasn't even going to mention this, but since we went there, it's not because of the chat room. It's not one comment over there that's got me going. It's Bill Livingston. He did it to me again this morning. For those of you that read the Plain Dealer or Cleveland.com, I do like, hey, I love Terry Pluto. Some of you guys do, some of you guys don't. I love Terry Pluto. I'm giving away his book a little bit later on in the show, but Bill Livingston, I don't. And I'm telling you, he did it again. He basically wrote an editorial this morning that makes Mike Pettin is an idiot because he's done this thing the wrong way. He hasn't done his job. Brian Hoyer's only the quarterback because Mike Pettin has a soft spot for rejects. And meanwhile, the greatest quarterback in the history of the game that they named it after is just meandering on the sidelines and trapped in a prison when he could unlock this town from years of football boredom. And get out of here with that. We are, what's the record again? It's the day after Thanksgiving, and the Browns are what? And this is the stuff that we're talking about? Come on, man. Save that for somebody else. But that drives me crazy because that cat is as anti everything that the Browns are doing as possible with the exception of Johnny Foosball.
Talking about football boredom, let me tell you this. Winning is not boring.
You know, he even described, he basically the gist of this article was, if you're mad that Johnny Manziel was in that news story the other day, then you're just an old behind the times guy who can't deal with the fact that modern day players don't go to bed at 9 o'clock and that they actually go out and do things. And I'm like, get out of here. Because if that was the quarterback that you didn't want there, your newspaper article would be slamming the quarterback that is doing these things. Get out of here, man.
Yeah,
but then again, you guys know the Plain Dealer allowed that man to do a series of editorials over the summer that promoted some guy's book called Manziel Mania. So there you go. It's all a for-profit discussion as far as I'm concerned with Bill Livingston and Johnny Manziel. But anyways, back to it. Vashawn, you're exactly right. Mike Pettin started Brian Hoyer because of the experience and the trust that I've got 57 other problems to worry about, and I want to make sure that my quarterback is not one of them. Absolutely do I give you that is one of the main reasons that made him go, I don't care. If he's not pulling out from the other one, then that's fine. He's still a more stable solution for now. But I'm just telling you, and I've said it before, and I'm going to leave it at this. If you believe he's a finished product, then your opinion makes sense. If you believe that he can get better because, God forbid, he hasn't played 16 games in the NFL yet, if you believe that, then you go where I'm at. So that's where I'm at. And I'll take boring all day long if it gets us to the playoffs, baby. You can go have your exciting teams that lose and let you light up the sports talk lines, because that's exciting sports talk radio. I will figure out ways to handle boring winning broadcasts if we can establish that. And if we can't, then we'll have good entertaining sports talk as well. Jeff Gorman, looking at this game here, what are your thoughts here coming up this weekend as the Browns and the Bills? It really is must win for both teams. As we said, if Buffalo wins, they pull the Browns down and they grab themselves a tie with them on the outside looking in. If the Browns win, they go to 8 victories, guarantee themselves a 500 season, put a little distance between themselves and Miami and Buffalo, and now it's up to the rest of the division on Sunday to keep up.
Well, just the thought of possibly being 8-4 is just absolutely mouthwatering. It's amazing that this is even a possibility. I think the Bills, they've got some talent, but they have some weaknesses as well. And I think if the Browns can just avoid going right into the teeth of their strength, which is the defensive line, if they can work around that with a strong running game, I think they can do this. I think this is going to be, yes, the Bills fans will be very pumped up. I think that this is going to be a very tough defensive game. I think the defenses are going to dominate this game, and I think it's going to be one of those low-scoring games. Not as low scoring as it used to be when neither team had any talent whatsoever. But I think it's going to be a tough slog. But I think that the Browns are going to be able to pull this out simply because they have, more weapons on offense as opposed to the Bills, who I don't think are going to be able to run the ball that effectively. I think the Browns will be able to shut them down, and I think that the Browns are going to win a low scoring battle by a score of 17-13.
Yeah, I'm with you. I just don't think that the Buffalo Bills have what it takes to take care of the Browns on the offensive side of the ball, but where game-changing plays don't just happen there. They can easily not only make a game-changing play, but as we saw last year, that team can make a season-changing play if they get their hands on Brian Hoyer or anybody else as well. And so it's going to be interesting. And there will be some crowd factor. They missed out on their home game last week, and so there will be some of that. But I don't think it's like you said at the beginning of this conversation. I don't think it's going to be overwhelming or what. Yeah, 6. Okay, this isn't that year, but whatever. I agree that the Browns get the victory here. I don't know. I'm not going to do a score because I'm really not. I don't get close to those anyway, but I think that the Browns win this game, and I think that the Browns have a comfortable lead heading into the fourth. I think Buffalo makes it close, but I think the Browns win somewhere between 4 and 7 points here. I don't know. That's where I'm at.
That sounds about right. Let's hope it happens.
Absolutely. It's going to be 1 p.m. this weekend, and you know what? Hey, you got some of the other factors, too. We mentioned Mike Pettin. How about Dante Whitner going back and forth with those guys here this week? Of course, he came from playing. He played, 5 years up there in the earlier part of the decade here, and he's got some history with those guys, and he was going at them this summer, and they're shooting back at him. So there's going to be some snippiness out there on the field as well, a little chippiness, so that could play a part into things too. But I do believe, all things being told, if the Browns play their game, and if barring any unforeseen injuries that may happen here, I think too the Browns lean on that running game, get a couple of scores early, and then ride it out defensively in the second half, hold on late, and get a victory here. And I think the Crow busts 100 yards on this defense here, because again, to me, the way you slow down a pass rush is to attack them up the middle there with the run, and then once they got to back off of that a little bit, then you start mixing in the play action, and then there you go. The key for the Browns, it's not rocket science here, keep them guessing. Don't let Buffalo, don't become one-dimensional, and you should be able to beat the Bills.
I think so too. Mind if I plug something real quick before I go?
No! Of course you can, man. Absolutely.
All right. It's not really like I'm selling anything, but it is Black Friday, and if you go to my Twitter, which is at jeffdgorman.com, there's a video that I did demonstrating the Swiss Gear Synergy backpack, which is the backpack that I use, and it's a pretty good thing. So if you're looking for a backpack, punch up that video, and maybe you'll like it.
All right, my man. How'd your MMA go the other day?
Oh, it went great. We had a real good crowd and everything. There were some good fights. It was the night before Thanksgiving, Cage Madness 32. I was doing ring announcing and, interviewing the fighters afterwards. It was quite a big night.
Sounds cool, man. I saw some of the posts about that. Looked like it was a packed house as well, too. Good holiday weekend. Little mixed martial arts going on. Jeff Gorman from Browns101.com. You've got the Browns winning this one. So do I. We shall see next week whether that is or not. And then, man, like I said, each week, one it gets more important than the week before. It really does. That's what this division is doing. That you can't go, 9 wins might make the playoffs, 10 wins might make the playoffs. It's going to be week to week for the next 5 weeks. These two teams, they won, they lost. We've got to win, they've got to lose, and somebody will pull it away. And who knows? They all finish tied. That damn tie will end up getting the division to Cincinnati, because they'll have that half game better because after wins, it goes to the loss column. So they've technically got the tiebreaker in that tie that they had. Keep that in mind when it comes down to it too, because that could very well play its part. There'll be tiebreakers as well. I think the first tiebreaker is conference record after head-to-head. I believe it goes head-to-head, then it goes conference record after that, and so on and so forth. So as it stands now, I think the Browns, they all have 2 wins in the division. I know the conference tiebreaker, I think Pittsburgh beats the Browns. I think the Browns beat the other 2 teams as far as conference wins, but there's still a lot of time for that. Every team still has a couple more conference games to play. Jeff Gorman, you guys can check him out not only on Browns101.com, but every week right here on the Sports Fix. He does the scouting report for the other team, and this week it's Buffalo. We'll see what happens. We'll talk about it next week, and on Tuesdays, Jeff does the Indians thing with us as well. Jeff, enjoy your weekend. There's all kinds of stuff. There's that game. I don't know if you heard. There's a college football game this weekend, and got a little bit of beef behind it. Michigan and Ohio State. You've got the Browns. You got the Cavaliers. A lot of things going on. Monsters got 3 in 3 days. It's a busy sports weekend, so enjoy it, and we'll catch back up next week.
All right, sounds like a plan, J-Rock. You enjoy it too. Take care.
You got it. My man, Jeff Gorman from Browns101.com. Don't go anywhere. We're going to take a break. I'm not sure if we're going to have Jonathan Knight or Ryan Ruiz with us here, but one of them is coming with us next here. I'm bouncing around. I'm going to get this figured out. Told you, man. Cats are on the road. Windows are tight. We're going to make it happen. Don't go anywhere. Matter of fact, let's make a giveaway happen right now. I've gotten a bunch of emails, by the way, for the cookbook, and I'm looking forward to that. Don't forget, if you missed out on it, giving away Lakumi's Celebrity Cookbook. All you got to do is email us and say, I want that cookbook, thesportsfix@AOL.com. Let's see. Let's go Vince McKee. I've got a copy of the Cleveland Cavaliers, A History of the Wine and Gold. I'm going to make it a 2-pack. I'm going to pair that up with a copy of Cleveland's Finest, Vince McKee's other fantastic book about Cleveland sports. It's a Vince the Author 2-pack coming your way right now. I'm giving it away. Cleveland Cavaliers, History of the Wine and Gold, and Cleveland's Finest. 2 great Cleveland sports books by Vince McKee. They can be yours right now. How? Just let me know you want them. Email us, thesportsfix@AOL.com, thesportsfix@AOL.com, and say, J-Rock Daddy, I'm listening, and I want Vince the Author's books, baby, and I will put your name in the hopper for that all weekend long. Remember, it's not just live. All weekend long. If you want in, get in where you fit in and send me an email that says, I want Vince's books, baby. I'm listening. J-Rock, Cleveland Cavaliers, History of the Wine and Gold, and Cleveland's Finest, a Vince McKee 2-pack. Coming your way, boom, boom, like Mike Tyson with the 2-piece to the winner this weekend. The Sports Fix at AOL.com. I want Vince's books. Let me know what's happening. We're going to take a break, bring you some news, let you know what's happening, and keep the conversation rolling. When we come back here on The Fix, don't go anywhere. There's a truckload of show left to come. Literally, this is like the halfway point.
I'm rocking orange and brown in your town. Not about to be relocating. True fan on these streets, but on these beats, call me Joe Hayden. Shutting down the corner. I have the ball. Tiptoeing these lines like Mohammed Massaquoi.
The Sports Fix, your choice for intelligent talk.
That was wonderful.
Bravo!
I loved that.
Oh, it was great.
intelligent talk.
Well, it was pretty good.
Well, it wasn't bad.
Well, there were parts of it that weren't very good,
It
though.
could have been a lot better.
I didn't really like it.
These guys must be on the wrong station.
It was pretty terrible.
It was bad.
It was awful.
It was
Get
terrible.
him away!
Hey, boo!
Boo!
The Sports Fix.